can't really get over it, can you? No.
I really love this intro
Yeah,
anyway.
it's because, it's because it's dope. I made it.
Seems like
Shit.
that's the rule,
It is? Oh, yeah.
Everything that you made is
Of course,
dope.
obviously.
Okay, welcome to
I'm very humble
episode.
too, so.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I know, right?
Sorry, guys, it got cut off. I want to say welcome to episode 4, right? This is episode 4.
Episode 4.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you a story.
Ooh.
I
Are you going
tell
to
you
tell
the
me
crime.
the crime? Okay,
I tell
okay.
you the crime.
Tell me the crime, bruh.
I tell you the crime.
Let's
okay.
hear it. Let's hear it.
So the story is about a girl who vanished in paradise.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Vanished in
Vanished
paradise.
in paradise.
Okay. So like on a honeymoon or what?
Uh-huh.
Really? On a honeymoon?
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
I was like, oh wow. I was like, I'm damn good at this guessing game.
No, I got distracted, people. Yeah. No.
Staring in my eyes. Yeah. Okay.
It's about a little girl.
Oh, okay.
A girl who vanished in paradise.
Okay.
And the case is called the Angeline case.
So definitely not really a honeymoon because it's a little kid.
But the place is the go-to place for a honeymoon.
Okay.
Can you guess what it is?
Yes. Considering that we're thinking of going to this place, I'm going to guess.
Oh, I can also guess
looking
what you're going to say.
Looking at the Indonesian across from me, I'm going to guess it's Bali.
Oh, are you a psychic?
Ooh, yeah. We're going there this summer, everyone. So,
wow, okay.
Yeah, we've talked about this place as like basically the go-to destination for paradise. So,
I think I gave you
a bit too big of a hint.
Very obvious clue. Yeah. So the setting, the setting of the story took place in Bali.
Okay, so she goes missing in Bali. Okay, so let's hear it. What happens?
So
Tell me the crime.
In a beautiful place full of beaches, where you can also enjoy the sunsets anywhere you go. A lot of temples, beautiful villas, right? A little girl went missing in 2015.
Ooh, okay. Yikes.
But she
That's good. Okay. That's a pretty good story. Let's try again. Use your words.
Okay. So, it's not from like a crowded street, okay?
Oh, okay.
It's not from a dark alley in Bali.
Right.
Not from, the touristy area. So she vanished from a house.
Ooh. Even scarier.
Yeah, but
that's
the
creepy.
story started like just a normal missing person case. It's just, okay, the child went missing, but from a house? Whose house?
Yeah, because you'd expect that
think?
if kids usually go missing from public places, right?
Yeah, or there was a grabber.
Or very crowded places or on a street or that's wild going from
but
the
it's
home.
Not.
Yeah,
She's missing from her own house.
Yeah, that's even more terrifying. Okay, so what happened?
Well, I will tell you the characters of the story first, okay?
Okay, and then
I will tell you what happened.
Okay.
So the first character here is Angeline. She was 8 years old. She was small for her age. She was thin. She was quiet. I don't know. I think I'm describing myself when I was a kid.
Probably, yeah.
Okay. And people who saw her often describe her as an obedient kid. And she is withdrawn.
Is that also you too? Were you an obedient kid or were you a little brat?
No, I was an obedient kid,
Okay. Yeah.
So she lived behind a gate in a very big house in Denpasar.
Okay. And Denpasar
Denpasar. Can you say ar again?
Ar.
Denpasar.
Denpasar. That was pretty good, right?
Yeah, that's good.
That was good.
Denpasar. It's the city in Bali, the capital city of Bali.
Capital city of Bali. Okay.
Okay. So from the outside, that house looked a comfortable home. But what Angeline's life was actually like is where this story truly begins.
Ooh, okay. So it wasn't probably all flowers and rainbows and lovely the way that you might imagine a rich person would live.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the first character. And the second one, that is Margaret. So Margaret is the adult responsible for Angeline.
The adult responsible, not the mother?
Ooh. You actually read my head, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I did not choose the word mother because at first here in the story.
Okay.
Because I would like to provide some more background about her later on.
Okay.
But yeah, she was the older, educated, financially stable woman who was responsible for Angeline. Okay. And the neighbors describe her as somebody who was very structured, who loved control. So she looked very composed, like very serious and disciplined.
Right.
Things like that. Okay. And that's the second one. And the household, so because they live in a big house, so the mother also had some helpers.
Okay, so they were like really rich.
They're rich, yeah.
Okay, so they're rich, yeah. They have maids and, butlers.
Domestic workers,
okay.
yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so a big house, if you don't know what's inside, you probably will think, oh, that's really a great paradise in a paradise, a big house and all that.
Yeah.
Okay, now the story. Some background about Angeline's life and Angeline, okay? So before we talk about how she disappeared, we need to go back to some previous years. So she went missing in 2015.
Okay.
But actually, this story started in 2007.
Okay.
I mean, indirectly. Okay, and you will know why.
So 2007.
2007.
And she would have been 8 years old.
No. So Angeline was 8 years old when...
No, I mean, like, she would have been 8 years old when she went missing. Did you mention that at the beginning?
Yeah, she went missing when she was 8 years old.
Okay.
And 2007 is the time when she was born.
Right.
So Angeline was born in a small clinic in Canggu, Bali.
Canggu, Bali.
Canggu,
Okay,
a place
Canggu.
with a lot of beaches.
Okay.
Okay, so her biological mom was Hamida. And her biological father was Ahmad Roshidi. Okay. Now, Angeline was the second of 3 children, but her family didn't stay together. And her parents separated after the 3rd child was born, and her siblings ended up scattered. So
what was she? You said after the 3rd child.
After the 3rd
What
child.
number was she? Was she like the
Angeline was the second.
Was the second? Okay.
Angeline was the second one, but apparently after she was born, her mom and dad, were still together for some time.
Yeah.
And then the report stated that her parents separated after they gave birth to the 3rd child.
Okay.
So the oldest child in that family lived with the father's family in Banyuwangi. Can you pronounce that word?
Banyuwangi.
So cute.
Did I say that?
Banyu.
Wangi.
Good.
Okay.
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah, that's awesome. And the youngest child lived with a grandmother and also in Banyuwangi, but in a different region or different cities. Okay. And Angeline ended up somewhere else entirely. Okay. And the story was, so Angeline's mom gave birth in a small clinic and she could not afford to pay the hospital fee.
Okay.
So someone then introduced Angeline's mom to Margaret. Okay. So Margaret then adopted her.
So why did Margaret adopt Angeline? I mean, what's the reasoning there?
I'm not sure about that, ladies and gentlemen.
Really? Like what?
I don't know. I don't know why. Like the specific reasons for the adoption.
Right.
But Hamida, Angeline's biological mom, could not afford the hospital.
Okay.
And Margaret came and helped.
Okay. And so
she paid
I guess,
the hospital
right.
fee.
So I guess it was like if you let me raise your child, I'll pay your hospital bills. And I guess I don't know what the family situation was, but that must have been, especially because she had more kids afterwards, right? So that must have been a tough situation to be in. I don't know, giving a kid away.
But she gave Angeline away like right after birth.
Yes, but that doesn't mean it's not going to be difficult as hell, right? Like,
yeah.
But anyway, okay. To each their own, and who knows what the circumstances were, right?
But the turning point.
But the point is that she had an agreement with Margaret to adopt her child. Okay, and presumably for a better life or something like that, right?
Yeah, and you know how much that Margaret paid for the hospital to help Angeline's mom?
How much?
So she paid 1.8 million rupees in total, which
sounds like a lot, but
But if you convert that into USD, it's around $103 bucks.
Wow.
Probably.
Damn.
Yeah.
That is not. I mean, it's not a lot for here.
Yeah.
Right? But
$1 million is still.
But for that, I guess for that time, and for also for Indonesia, that's a lot of money. So what is time. I think that I looked this up. And I don't know what the actual numbers are now, but what's the average salary like per month in Indonesia?
Oh, it really depends on the regions. I have to check how much.
But do you have any idea, approximately,
like 5 years ago, for example, like in one city, maybe Jakarta, it was around 3 million something. Per month?
So
the average wage. Yeah, like $250. Yeah, $200, $250.
Wow. Okay.
And then different cities, depending on the infrastructure of the cities and all that, the average wage is also very different. So there was also one city close to the East Java province, for example. The wage would be half of the average wage in Jakarta.
Okay.
Let's say.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
So we could imagine that 1.8 million rupees at that time was a huge amount of money because it could mean 1 month's salary, right, for the family.
Right.
So Angeline's mom could not afford to pay the hospital, and Margaret offered help. She said that she would pay the delivery costs, and she also said that she wanted to adopt the baby. And at that time, Margaret came with Margaret's husband. His name is Douglas Scarborough.
Okay.
Definitely
Douglas
not
Scarborough.
in Indonesian.
Okay, no. Sounds like a white guy.
Yeah. So Mr. Douglas Scarborough. And a lot of reports say that Douglas Scarborough really loved Angeline anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good.
And the story was 3 days after Angeline was born, the baby was taken by Margaret and her family.
Okay.
And then Angeline never met her biological parents again.
Oh, wow.
So that's part of the agreement.
Okay.
Like the adoption agreement. Yeah.
That she would just be completely separate.
Yep.
No. Okay. So it's really Margaret's child at this point, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the name Angeline was also given by Margaret, and it's based on Margaret's own mom's name.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
So from that moment, Angeline belonged to a different world. Okay. However, there is a note here that the adoptions was not quite an adoption. And this part matters in this story.
Okay.
So what I have read and what I heard from the news, Angeline's adoption was not finalized through a court process.
Oh, okay.
But they had a notary agreement.
Okay.
Yeah.
So between Margaret and the biological parents, they had a notarized agreement, but it wasn't legally binding.
Yeah. I am not sure how the adoption process is in Indonesia.
I don't really know too much about law, so I have no idea how that works.
The source says that, like in that agreement, there were clauses that sound formal, but later feel chilling. For example, a clause discussed that Angeline would become an heir of Margaret's family.
Okay. Right.
And then Hamida's family, Angeline's biological mom's family, agreed to give up inheritance rights connected to Angeline.
Okay.
And that was also a clause about what would happen if Angeline died.
Oh, okay. Right.
And between them, they agreed that the biological parents would not meet Angeline again until she turned 18.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
Okay. But I mean, I guess with like, if Margaret's raising Angeline, right, and they're not, it sounds like it's from what I'm hearing, it sounds like a typical adoption procedure, right?
Yeah.
And you don't necessarily want to confuse the child, right? Especially if it's an adoptive set of parents, they're just wanting to, have their kid, and for all intents and purposes, that's their kid, right? So, but as far as getting, like what happens to Angeline or what happens to her property or whatever if she dies, I mean, if Angeline's whole life is from the stuff that Margaret and the husband give, then why wouldn't they get the money back? You know what I mean? Like, why would it go to the biological parents to begin with?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's not surprising.
Yeah, but I think at the beginning, when they agreed to sign these clauses, maybe Angeline's biological mom didn't really think through what those clauses actually mean, because not a lot of people have sufficient knowledge about laws, and I think, and I'm assuming that Angeline's mom was only thinking, if I just want my baby to get a better life, and this is the only way,
of course.
So she did not think anything.
She wasn't thinking through. Well, I mean, why would you, right?
Yeah, exactly. So,
you're assuming that the person has the best of intentions.
And she probably didn't understand.
But I'm thinking now, with your ominous, you don't know what was going on in the home at the very beginning, that this is not going to be a very nice home environment for Angeline.
No.
Okay.
So, talking about the early life with the adoptive family, right? So in the early years, Angeline was accepted into the family. She also had two adoptive sisters, Yvonne and Christina. And both of them are older than her by decades.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then a very nice thing, I would say that this is kind of privilege, Angeline grew up speaking English at home with Margaret.
Oh, wow.
Which was not very likely unless you have like a mixed family,
Right. So that's seen as like a sign of status or like of privilege? Okay.
Yeah. You're right.
Interesting. All right.
So the family was rich. They moved around from one city to other cities in Indonesia, from Pekanbaru and then Bekasi. That's one city in West Java. And then they came back to Bali again. Okay. And you remember I mentioned about Douglas, Margaret's husband. Okay. He was described as somebody who truly loved Angeline.
Yeah.
But Douglas died on September 17, 2008.
So 1 year after Angeline was born? Okay.
1 year after Angeline was born.
Okay.
So then, because of that, Margaret was deeply shaken by his death, and she raised Angeline as a single parent.
Okay. And her other kids were already gone, right?
Yeah. So she raised Angeline as a single parent. And over time, because of her husband's death, people started noticing the changes in Margaret. And the report says that Margaret became more temperamental, And then Angeline's daily life started to look less like childhood and more like labor. So that's what the neighbors actually stated in the media.
So I wonder if like the husband was part of the reason that they ended up getting Angeline in the first place. Like I wonder if, you know, Margaret and the husband like decided to be adoptive parents together, and they were very excited about it. And then once he died, then Margaret was like devastated, and Angeline might now remind her of her late husband.
Yeah,
right? And so that could be like triggering for her, because she's always seen Angeline and being like, you know, now I'm stuck with this kid all alone, and kind of starts to resent her because of, you know, because of being reminded by him all the time.
That's a good theory. But some resources also mention that Douglas, Margaret's husband, did not involve in the adoption.
Oh, really?
Well, people say that he really loved Angeline, but the reports say that Douglas did not get involved in that process.
Oh, wow.
So not really sure what actually the motive of the adoptions. Maybe it's just a good deed at that time, and then something changed in Margaret's life, you know. So
well, I mean, her
we
husband
really
died,
don't know.
Who knows? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so so things started to change. The environment started to change between them. Angeline was not really getting a great childhood anymore.
A lot of people describe her as somebody like a labor, you know, like in that house.
Yeah.
So and then by her last years, Angeline was responsible for a long list of chores. So she washed clothes, she mopped floors, she cleaned the house. She also fed chickens, dogs, and cats. And then in that house, apparently, they had not only just a few chickens, anyway, it's dozens of chickens.
Oh, wow.
And she was responsible for feeding the chickens.
Care of them. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. And then if she forgot to do that, she would be punished.
Wow. Okay. For an 8-year-old? That's crazy.
And maybe like some years before.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with having chores for your kids, right? Like,
I did that all the time.
Yeah, me too. Exactly.
That's
what I'm saying. I'm like, yeah, we did dishes. We had like cleanup parties, and, you know, things like that. But like, no, but it doesn't sound like this is a typical, you know, chore thing. This is more like this kid has
too much,
like
you know?
responsibilities that are very real and more like what an adult should handle.
Yeah, but you remember again, I described that this family was rich, right? So and they had helpers. They had the domestic workers.
That's weird.
That became the questions of people around them. Right? The house was big and the family was financially stable. She was speaking English in the house. So something, right? Then people started thinking why she looked dirty, why she had to do all of the house chores. And
if they had like help, and then also they were rich, like why wouldn't this little girl be basically clean all the time, at least be hygienic and have decent clothes and not have to do all the chores because they already had help.
Exactly.
That's weird. It's almost like she was punishing her, right?
And then because of that, Angeline often arrived at school. She looked very tired. She looked dirty. She was wearing, you know, worn clothes. And sometimes her hair was very messy and smelly. So yeah, one day classmates complained about her smell, and then her teacher also noticed that it's not something good. I have to check something on her.
Yeah. Okay.
Her teacher checked and then found chicken droppings stuck in her hair.
Oh, wow. That's gross.
And because of that, the teacher bathed her and washed her hair at school.
At school?
Yeah. So that's very obvious that she did not live her childhood as a normal kid.
Wow. So, the fact that her teachers had to bathe her is really messed up. That says something about, like, the state that she was in.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And not only bathing her, but her school sometimes also prepared her own food.
Okay.
Like, they saw she is always hungry, and
That's so wild.
her teachers fed her too at school.
Okay. So it looked like she probably came from like a super poor family.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Just, like,
Well, no, the reality
it's
is
quite
not.
the opposite. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so teachers observe that Angeline became quiet, sad-looking. She was frequently late to school, you know. And the heartbreaking part was this kid did not talk much about what was happening, and maybe she didn't talk at all about what was happening, right?
Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah, and then Angeline's mom, Margaret, she defended when people kind of like asked her what happened to your kid. And Margaret said, well, Angeline was a picky eater and she only enjoyed milk and she does not want to eat other food that we prepare at home.
Yeah, and did she also blame the bathing issue on the child too? Like, really? Okay. Yeah. She was just like, oh, she doesn't like to take showers. Yeah. It's like, well, yeah. Sorry, but you kind of have to make them do those things, right? But anyway.
Yeah, but the thing that surprised the teacher, though, because Margaret said that, oh, no, she is a picky eater. But when the teachers at school fed her, Angela could finish even 2 plates of food. So they're like, well, your mom
She'll eat anything
told me this,
we give her,
but you eat anything that we give you.
All right, so it sounds like she was very possibly abused at home.
Yeah. And one point, the school principal wanted to adopt Angeline.
Oh, wow.
But Margaret refused because she said, no, she is under my responsibilities and I love her so much and I'm just trying to teach her independence. That's what she said.
There's a difference between independence and like stripping their childhood away. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so that's kind of like the background about Angeline's
upbringing.
Okay. And here is the disappearance. This happened on May 16, 2015. Okay, it's on Saturday. And Angeline was reported missing. So what the public hears at first is a simple story that Angeline was playing outside near the house in the afternoon and then she was gone. And then the family says that the last time she was seen was around 3 p.m. And when she was not found by early evening, around 6 p.m., the police were contacted.
Okay.
I think it's pretty fast, but maybe because
3 hours.
Yeah, like 3 hours. But commonly, even when I was a kid, if it's 6 p.m. or during the sunset, you have to go home. You have to be inside the house, or you will see the ghost around or the grabber.
You have a lot of ghost stories back home. Huh?
Oh, we have to tell about the ghost stories next time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But okay, yeah. So I mean, I had a very different upbringing. Like we would go play outside for like
until what time?
The whole day. And well, I mean, until it got dark out. If if our parents would be like, okay, come back for dinner. Or my mom actually had this like bell that she used to ring for us.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a cowbell, like this like giant. I don't know if it was a cow. Anyway, it was loud enough. It was really so loud that like you could hear it in the park. Like
how far did you go playing though?
Far, like pretty far. Like you could hear it like 100 meters away, like easily. So yeah, we would just be in the neighborhood riding our bikes or playing hockey or baseball or something.
Interesting.
Whatever. Yeah, no, but anyway, but yeah, I guess it's different now. I think
it's different now, but back then, like the sunset.
That's why I'm saying like 3 hours wouldn't be that crazy.
Yeah.
To me when I was a kid, I guess, but yeah, but I understand that.
But we don't know like who actually reported the missing case.
Right. And you don't know if like they were expected home at a certain time for like dinner or something like that. And if that were the case, then yeah, I'd be worried. For sure.
But the interesting thing here is Angeline's adoptive sister. Okay, it's one of them, I guess. So she created a Facebook page entitled "Find Angeline, Bali's Missing Child."
Okay.
Okay, so a lot of people looked at Facebook at that time,
Right.
and Instagram was not a thing, right?
Wait, when was Instagram out? I mean, it's not as big of a thing, I'm sure, right?
No,
Didn't it?
not in 2015, I
2015.
think.
I don't know. I'm
I
old.
don't know.
I don't know.
But
I'm
yeah,
like,
I think Facebook was
don't
more
know.
popular at that time,
Okay,
if
okay.
Instagram
So
was
either-
around.
yeah.
Or yeah,
Either way,
Facebook
they
or
made a
Twitter.
Facebook page to find the kid. Okay.
They made a Facebook page. Find Angeline, Bali's missing child, and another adoptive sister made the flyers. So
Okay.
a lot of people
So
started
everyone's looking for her. No one can
noticing
find her.
the missing
Right.
child. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Then the case became viral. So the case goes national and outside eyes arrive.
Okay. Okay.
And as the story spreads, people from outside the household start showing up. And then there is this one major group in Indonesia. This is Indonesia's Child Protection Commission. They call it KPAI.
Okay.
And their chair at that time named Aris Merdeka Sirait.
I will never be able to remember that name.
I'm gonna train you after this podcast.
Yeah, I know.
I will train him to
Okay.
pronounce R, everyone, after this.
Oh, I know how to do the R's. I just can't.
Okay, now say it. Aris
Aris.
Merdeka
Merdeka
Sirait.
Sirait.
Wow!
Pretty good,
That's
right?
perfect.
Killed
yeah.
it.
You killed it. Okay.
All right.
So one major group is KPAI, Indonesia's Child Protection Commission. Their chair at that time, Bapak Aris Merdeka Sirait, comes to Bali and
Okay.
meets with police. And
Okay.
then he goes to the house.
Right.
Yeah. So they went to Angeline's house, Margaret's house, okay?
Right.
And they were very shocked when they see the environment in that house.
Right.
Because they were like, wait, hold on. This house is big and I heard that they're super rich, but the conditions are very poor, like
Right.
not suitable
right.
for a child.
Right.
Not in terms of the building and anything like that, but it's just
Right, but
not-
more in line
not
with
homey.
what. Right. Well,
Yeah.
more in line probably with what they saw
Mhm.
from like the school and
Right.
how she was
Yes,
dirty and
yeah.
how she was not taken care of.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah. It's.
yeah.
I'm not surprised by that. It sounds like that's exactly
Yeah.
the type of life that she was living. It was
Uh-huh.
just that you wouldn't expect that from a rich family.
No.
Yeah. With
And-
help too, which is
Exactly.
odd. Yeah.
And they were also surprised to see a lot of chicken cages anyway
in the house.
in the house.
Oh wow.
Well, I think I should not describe that in the house. It's in the property,
yeah. On the
Yeah.
in the yard.
in the yard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So it's not actually in the house.
Not inside the
house.
house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then KPAI even talks about taking over temporary custody over Angeline.
Okay.
I guess the situation was really, really horrible because,
Right.
Angeline's chair in the school wanted to adopt her, and then
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Indonesia's Child Protection Commission
and they probably
also wanted
heard
to
about this.
adopt
too.
her. Yeah.
But I mean,
So
they wouldn't
there
be
is
able
something.
to. They wouldn't be able to take Angeline until they found her. Obviously, so
Mhm.
they would need to.
Mhm.
She's still missing, right?
Mhm.
So it doesn't really matter at this point if they, if they're threatening to take her away. It's like,
Yeah.
well, yeah, find her first.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
yeah, okay. So
But
then,
again, Margaret was so defensive.
Okay.
Right? She told everyone, "I love my daughter."
what?
You know.
Yeah.
Again, after this case received the attentions from Indonesia's Child Protection Commission, another ministry, which is I think 2 government ministers, also came to the house.
Yeah.
This is from the Minister for Women's Empowerment and Child Protection.
Okay.
So 2 government ministers also come to the house, and then Margaret refused to meet them.
She refused to
Yeah.
meet them.
She
Huh.
didn't want to meet them, and
That's a little sketchy. 'cause
they were
it's
not
like-
allowed inside as well by
Huh.
her.
I mean, what did they say they wanted to come to the house for? Is it just to help find Angeline, or was it to scrutinize her more? Because like if it was because
Mhm.
they wanted to assess, and like talk more about
Yeah.
the crappy living
Yeah.
conditions, I can understand if I were her,
Mhm.
to be like, you know what, screw this.
Mhm.
Like, you guys should be
Mhm.
spending your time
Mhm.
focusing on the case and finding her
Mhm.
rather than, whatever. But
Well,
Anyway.
I don't know if they stated clearly to Margaret in terms of like the purpose of why they visited the house, but they heard maybe like some neighbors reported to the police about the kid situation, and then they kind of force them to, hey, visit the house, see what happened inside the house, because we cannot do that, like the neighbors could not do this, but they were all suspicious, so they wanted to know what's actually inside the house.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially if you don't know what's happened to the kid, like what if Margaret had something to do with it, right? Like maybe she's, especially because she was that, disheveled and she was all dirty and everything, maybe she just like treated her so poorly that one day she got upset and killed her, like murdered her, right?
Could be. But at this point, nobody thought
that she was involved,
that Margaret was involved, so it's just part of the investigations. I want to know the environment that the kid was living.
Sure.
But a local support organization, wow, it drew another attention, like some other attentions from another organization called P2TP2A.
Okay.
P2TP2A. I don't know what that stands for.
Okay.
And they start saying publicly that, we're really worried that this is not kidnapping.
Oh,
and
okay, so they're the first ones to sort of accuse something happening in the house.
Happening inside the house.
Okay.
And they said that we don't think that Angeline just ran away. There should be something that we have to investigate further. Okay.
Okay. And did we know from like the parents and from the friends and all that stuff, did we know that Angeline, because you said she was a little bit like quiet and meek and stuff, but like that doesn't really speak to whether or not she'd be willing to run away. Did they talk to people and interview people about that at all? Or
no, I guess it's only the public assumptions, and this assumption kind of like force those organizations and the officials to get involved.
Okay. Got it.
And they actually started from the simple reasoning, but apparently this is kind of like powerful reasoning, because there are very few signs that she was taken from outside. So they could not find anything.
So they probably had no motive either, right? Like what reason would anyone want to come in and take Angeline out of the house? And it's, I mean, that does happen, but it's very rare.
Yeah,
right?
and there was no footage. There was no footage outside the house, the environment. So no signs at all. And I assume they
probably had security cameras, right? I mean, it's...
Oh, that's
I don't know if they did,
maybe,
but if it's
it's not mentioned in the news that I heard.
I mean, even we have security cameras.
We do.
And we're certainly not rich. Struggling for money. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So very few signs. She was taken from outside, and they know now that the adoptive mother, Margaret, is described as uncooperative. Okay. Right. And a former household, remember this house was really big and they had maids, a former household helper
employee,
says something like, the day before Angeline was reported missing, she had a nosebleed after being hit.
By her mother? By Margaret?
We don't know. But
we don't know. But she had a nosebleed from being hit.
Yeah. So I don't know, a former household,
member,
reported that, but this person was not very sure, like, who did that.
Right. And so the idea, though, that I was mentioning earlier, that maybe someone in the house, like Margaret, was pretty pissed off at her one day for something, wasn't, maybe Angeline wasn't doing her chores in time or something like that. And then, she got pissed, hit her, and they got into a big scuffle. Who knows? Okay. Yeah. So I mean, I'm just speculating. Yeah. but let's hear it.
But now the big question is, where did she go?
Right.
If she's not taken from the house, from outside, then...
Was she still in the house?
Exactly. What happened?
Okay.
Okay. So what happened before she went missing then? If the helper also saw that she got hit and she had the nosebleed,
Right.
So here is the discovery. Okay. On June 10, 2015... the police searched the property again. And surprisingly, the officers noticed a strong smell.
Oh, no.
Amount of soil that does not look natural.
And this is on the property, like around
on the property.
house?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they also had this dog tracker. Do you call it as a dog tracker?
Yeah, I guess so. It was I don't know. Is it
I
a
don't know,
cadaver
like-
dog? No,
yeah,
a
like the
cadaver
police
dog is
always
like for,
has
like,
this dog.
bodies and stuff. So maybe. Yeah.
So
Dog tracker? Sure.
dog tracker.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Sounds
and-
right to me.
Yeah, and because of that,
Yeah.
they dig in the backyard and then they find Angeline buried
Oh, no.
on the property near a
Ooh.
banana tree covered with trash.
Oh, my God. That's disgusting. What?
Yeah.
That's so disrespectful. Like, that's messed.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever put her there
Mhm.
was obviously not a fan of hers. If she's covering her in
For
trash,
sure.
like, oh my God, like
And
the
now,
amount
like,
of
who actually did that? And that's
my guess is Margaret
on the property, like
You
on
know,
the
like,
property.
My guess is Margaret.
Yeah, and
but-
she was buried together with her doll. Like, oh my God.
Wow.
Could you imagine that?
Wow, under a bunch of trash.
Mhm.
Like, holy shit.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone was searching, and then the police found the body.
Mm-hmm.
So an autopsy was done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the result of the autopsy, it estimates that Angeline had been dead for roughly 3 weeks.
Oh wow! So from pretty much the time she went missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then the cause of death, they said she had blunt force trauma to the head and the face, and then leading to the brain bleeding.
Oh
so that's
my
the
God. Yeah. So she
what
died
the autopsy says.
from being hit on the head,
Mhm.
and yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So, do they know what the murder weapon was? Like, what was the theory then behind everything? Who was convicted? Who was charged and who was suspected?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's
So
hear it.
people. Oh, sorry, not people. Police questioned 7 people connected to the house.
Okay.
So Margaret, of course, right?
Mhm.
Yvonne and Christina, Angeline's adoptive sisters,
Mhm.
and they were staying in the U.S. at that time because they're pursuing, school in the U.S.
But
Both
they
of
weren't.
them.
Why would they be questioned? I mean, I guess they could be
That's
questioned
part
for
of-
information.
yeah, just for information.
Not for, as
Mhm.
suspects, obviously.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then Agustai. Did I mention Agustai at all at the beginning of the
I
story?
think you did. Remind
Probably
everyone.
not. It's
Yeah.
the household helper.
Okay.
So
yeah,
Margaret
one of them
was interrogated, Yvonne, Christina, and then Agustai, the household helper. And there were 2 tenants in the house.
Okay.
So, like in Indonesia, sometimes people have this house rented and they stay there, So 2 tenants there
Yeah.
and a security guard.
Okay.
So police named first suspect Agustai.
And he's the help or the security
The helper.
guard? Okay. He's
So
the,
Agustai is the household helper.
okay.
Okay. So he was the first suspect of the case.
Right.
Do you know why? Can you guess?
Well, I don't know. I have no idea.
I did not provide any details of him
No,
at
you
all
haven't given me
during the
any
story,
information
and
other than
I think it
he
also
worked at the
surprised people.
house.
Yeah. So because Agus initially confessed and claimed about killing Angeline,
Why?
so he confessed and claimed.
Okay, well, that's a pretty big reason to suspect him. You'd be
Yeah,
like,
he
maybe
just confessed.
So he just confessed out of nowhere?
Uh-huh.
Like they interviewed him and he said, yeah, I did it?
Yeah, I did it. But
What?
then police compared the confession with the
what actually
forensic
happened,
evidence.
yeah, and it didn't match.
And it didn't match.
Okay.
So then why do you have to confess for murdering a kid,
Yeah.
So some people say because Agus received money.
Probably. That's what I was thinking.
So
I was
again,
thinking, yeah.
money is
Sounds like someone tried to bribe him
Yeah.
to take the fall,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But actually, because there was no match between the confession and the forensic medical findings, the crime scene investigation continued, right?
Okay.
So apparently, through the reconstructions, and what was that? Before the reconstructions, they kept digging for information from Agus, and they tried to do some more investigation. And what happened was Margaret
What? What about?
Margaret was the mastermind. So,
wow, yeah.
Margaret.
What a surprise.
What a surprise, exactly.
Yeah, the woman who's basically treated her daughter like garbage for this entire time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so she was the mastermind who
She was the mastermind, and some said
blame?
that she actually killed Angeline, but Agus helped her bury the body.
Okay. So what are what's the motive?
Exactly, that's a very good question. Well, what I heard is they don't know, and Margaret did not confess about the motive of killing her. But some say, is that because of the money? You remember, like at the beginning when she adopted Angeline in the hospital.
Right.
And they had some clauses, you know.
Oh, maybe she took like a life insurance policy out on her daughter, and because she was so young, she could probably get like some really big life insurance policies.
Yeah. But there was no official statement about the motive. But that's you know, a lot of people actually assume that.
Oh, I wonder. Yeah, I wonder if like the whole what Augusti,
yeah.
I wonder if him taking the fall was so that she could get the insurance money and then she could give him a portion of it. Right, like, or something like that, or give it to his family if he had to go to jail, or I don't know, something like that. But
so that's a very wild story. Margaret finally received life imprisonment, and Augusti received 10 years. And I actually checked something before this podcast. Apparently, Margaret passed away last year.
Oh, damn! Really?
Yeah,
from what?
From kidney disease.
Kidney disease?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I mean, but she spent how long in prison before that happened?
From 2017.
Okay. Wow.
Oh, no, 2016.
Okay.
So
she had a decent amount of time.
Yeah, so February 29, 2016.
Because I
she
sometimes
received the life imprisonment.
I think sometimes like maybe this is cruel to say, but like I don't think, when people die really quickly after doing something horrible like that, I don't think they deserve to die. Like I think they deserve more. You know what I mean? Like they should be in prison for a while to have a crappy life. You know? So
well, it's really sad.
Like
it's
I said, maybe that's
story.
me being cruel, but it's like. You shouldn't get off easy. That's really messed up. You took someone's whole life away from them, and that can never be given back.
And she is an innocent child. I mean, she adopted her, and then she killed her. Like, come on. I mean, how devastated it will be for Angeline's mom, like, biological mom, knowing about this,
Yeah. But I know. Well, especially if we're assuming that she did it to give her daughter a better life, right? We don't know the situation there, unfortunately, but I'd like to give them the benefit of the doubt and think, they're trying to do something for the best. But who knows? Damn. Well, thank you. That was good. That was really good. Wow. That was an intense one.
It's an intense one.
I'm gonna have to bring my my A game next time for sure. So, all right.
Okay.
So me next week, I guess. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. But thanks everyone for listening.
Thank you everyone for listening, and that's the story for episode 4.
Episode 4. Tell me the crime.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.